Code Veronica would be a spiritual successor and much more connected to Resident Evil 2. The game would focus more on Claire than Chris, with a much stronger horror atmosphere. It's also expected to be the game made for the franchise's 30th anniversary, so don't miss all the details in this new video and let's get started. Hello everyone, today we're back with new rumors about Code Veronica Remake. These rumors come from people like Das Golem, Team Biohazard and the channel Residents of Evil, who have shared different rumors, comments and speculations about what we can expect from Code Veronica Remake. Just to be clear, these are still rumors, so take everything with caution. That said, let's begin, because apparently the Code Veronica Remake is being treated in many ways as a kind of a spiritual successor to Resident Evil 2. It could even feel like a continuation of Claire's 1998 story. We also shouldn't forget that the events of Code Veronica take place 3 months after the Raccoon City incident. The game would reportedly lean more into horror compared to the original version, because Capcom's internal data shows that the most successful modern Resident Evil games are the ones that strongly focus on horror. Based on that, the company wants to push the horror side even further, while still keeping strong action elements, just like we already saw in Resident Evil 4 Remake and Requiem. In fact, Capcom's idea would be to keep improving the balance between horror and action, similar to what they tried to do with Resident Evil 9. The game would still keep in dark and creepy moments, especially with the new version of the Ashford twins, mainly Alfred, who would reportedly be even more disturbing and interesting than before. Apparently, Alfred would have a very twisted personality, almost like a child trapped inside an adult's body, obsessed with toys and childish stamps. As for Claire, she would be the main star of this remake, and the story would connect much more directly with the ending of Resident Evil 2. Because of that, many people are already seeing it a continuation of Claire's history and a spiritual successor to Resident Evil 2. Claire would also have more combat experience because of everything she went through in Raccoon City a few months earlier. However, people shouldn't expect gameplay mechanics similar to Ada's. In other words, there probably wouldn't be an excessive focus on action during Claire's sections, since horror would still be the most important part of her gameplay. There are also new rumors saying that we could get a brand new gameplay mechanic where players ride a motorcycle to travel across open areas of the new Rockford Island. This has been seen as a very ambitious step forward for the franchise. According to Team Biohazard, the opening of Code Veronica Remake would be fully playable and would directly connect the events of Raccoon City with Claire's arrival at Umbrella's laboratories in Paris. The story would also have a darker and more intense horror tone compared to the original game. As for Chris, these rumors claim that, just like in the original version, players won't spend as much time controlling him because Capcom is mainly focusing on Claire. Right now, people are talking about a possible split of around 65% of the game for Claire and 35% for Chris. Even so, Alpha would still play a very important role in the story. There are also rumors saying that Claire and not Chris would be the one to face Alexia at the end of the game. Meanwhile, Chris would reportedly have a major confrontation against Wesker and his military forces now as the HCF. Finally, all these sources seem to agree that Summer Game Fest would be the perfect moment to officially reveal the remake. The game is also expected to lead the celebrations for the franchise's 30th anniversary, which could mean that Code Veronica might release before March 2027. Knowing all of that, the reveal should happen during the second half of this year, starting with the Summer Game Fest. However, it's important to remember that the announcement could still be pushed back to September or October, during a special Capcom event or even until December at the Game Awards. There are also chances of a dedicated Resident Evil event later this year where we could see Code Veronica, the Resident Evil 9 DLC, Krieger's movie and more content related to the franchise's 30th anniversary. As you can see, there's a very good chance that the next week we could finally get a reveal of the long-awaited Code Veronica remake and see how young Chris Redfield looks in Re-Engine. Hopefully all of this turns out to be true, but remember, nothing is official yet, and everything is still just rumors for now. If everything gets confirmed, we'll definitely be talking about the announcement when it happens. But for now, what do you think about these rumors? Do you think we'll see Code Veronica next week? Are you excited for this remake? Leave your thoughts in the comments. That's all for today. Thanks everyone for watching and see you next time.